Hi kids, Maximus back here with you now. Back in the warm and the dry. Well, not that it was wet out there, but it was bloody freezing this morning. Taking the dogs out for a walk and waiting for all the trail runners to come back in. But it was nice to be out and about. As promised, a couple of things for you. One being tattoos. Strange thing you might think. Tattoos, what's that got to do with heart attacks and heart conditions generally? On the Cardio Athletes website or Facebook page, somebody had actually shown a picture of their recent ink of a heart covered around in flowers, which I thought was fantastic. And being a bit of a fan of the ink, as you might notice, I thought to myself, you know what, that's not a bad idea. And I thought I'd get myself down to my local tattooist and get them to design me up some sort of heart tattoo. Is a bit of a celebration for coming through the other side. Now, I think I'll need to stress here, mine was a STEMI, ST elevated myocardial infarction, basically a heart attack. It wasn't a cardiac arrest, it certainly wasn't open heart surgery or anything else like that. So really, in terms of what some people have gone through, I would suggest, I wouldn't say it's minor, but I never thought I was going to die, let's put it that way. But move forward, I am going to be on a lifetime of drugs. I have 3 stents, and I have now become part of the cardiac community, shall we say. So I thought, what better way to do it is to try and go and get some ink at some stage, hopefully in the not too distant future. Obviously, everybody does these things in different ways, but it was really just a case of just to say to you, I'm kind of embracing what has happened to me and moving forward with it. It is life-changing to a certain extent. It's not as life-changing as losing a leg or an arm, I grant you, but there will probably be some restrictions. And I just think I should remember the date, which was the 18th of the 2nd, 2018, 18/2/18. I might even put the time down because I reckon it was about 10:30. So I just thought I'd move forward with that one and just throw that one out there for you. Do you embrace it? Are you worried about what's going to happen in the future? What is the level of your cardiac situation? But I'm grabbing the bull by the horns, shall we say, and I'm going to embrace it and go and get some ink done. Hopefully I won't bleed too much, but I've spoken to other people, and even with all blood thinning drugs, you're not going to die of blood loss. It might take a little bit longer to heal, but then being 53, I think things are going to take a bit longer to heal now anyway than it did when I first got my tattoos done anyway. The other thing I want to talk to you about is cardiac rehabilitation. When I had my first session, which is like a group session, just explaining about the heart and what goes on and how things happen, and they didn't talk about individual stuff, and we haven't gone on to the exercise and where my heart rate should be, etc., etc. But they did talk about something called the Borg scale. So if you've had this talk, you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically, it's a scale where they say that. And for example, I've got a leaflet here. When the first week at home, the Borg scale is between 9 and 11. So you should have easy, effortless breathing, comfortable, no muscular tension. And then into the first week, mild effort, breathing more deeply, and you can feel your muscles, so on and so forth. I'll try and just show you it there. I don't know how well that's come out, but I'm sure that with the power of the internet, you can Google a Borg scale, B-O-R-G. So if you are new to having any sort of cardiac episode, you can look it up, and that will kind of give you an indication of where you should be exercising from there. It says by the end of the cardiac rehabilitation course, you should be at 14-15, which is breathless, not speechless, sweating, muscles working hard, heart beating strong. That's actually me getting out of bed most mornings. It goes after a very short period of time, normally with the first cup of caffeinated coffee. But, just to point that one out there. I think that's about it for now. There was probably a couple of other things on my list. But yeah, we're all moving forward. I'm still got another 2 weeks off work, which is nice, and before I have to go and see my force medical examiner, before he or she can tell me when I can come back to work and what duties I go back on, whether on restricted duties, a number of 4 hours as opposed to 8 hours or something else like that. So I've kind of got that to look forward to. But in the meantime, I'm keeping myself busy around the house. No vacuuming. Doctor's orders. No vacuuming. They'll tell you this. But clearly the washing up still needs to be done. And I've been pottering around in the garden, having a little tidy up and helping Mrs. M plant some bulbs and doing domestic type stuff. So it's all good at the moment. So we'll catch up with you soon. I'll find some other topics to talk about as we move forward. But again, walking up Leith Hill, not very far. No pains, no particular exertion. Nice gentle stroll. Just be nice when the weather gets just a tad warmer. Okay, kids, that's all for now. I'll speak to you soon. Afternoon, kids. Maximus here. What's been going on in my world? I haven't blogged for a couple of days, really. To be honest, not a great deal. Life is carrying on as normal. I've been swimming a couple of times. Once on Tuesday and once yesterday. Nothing strenuous, just keeping it to breaststroke. Half an hour gentle swim, checking my pulse every 5 minutes. So just swim up and down a few lengths, check my pulse, and it's top rate of pulse was about 82, give or take. So I was reasonably happy with that. So it's nice just kind of go out and do a little bit of fitness and get the muscles moving and stuff. I've got some yoga booked for next Monday, keep the muscles stretched and everything. Other than that, things are carrying on as normal. Still waiting for my first proper cardio rehab session, which is on the 15th. And I got notification through that I've got to see the consultant on the 31st of May. So hopefully he'll tell me or sign me off or say that everything is good. He might up the strength of my medication by then, I don't know. I'm going to go out and buy a blood pressure monitor just to kind of keep an eye on things there, so I can sit down and chill out at home and just keep a bit of a diary of that, I think, just to see whether it's spiking or going up and down or whether there's anything I should be concerned about. Still have work for another couple of weeks, yay! And when I go back to work, I probably won't be doing shift work. It's nice, no more night shifts, no more 12-hour shifts, even better, in a bit more of a hopefully relaxing role. Other than that, been out walking the dogs, all good, no chest pains. I've bumped in a couple of people going, bloody hell, have you really had a heart attack? You look well on it. Well, I'd like to think I do. As I like to say to people now, I've got a bionic heart, 3 stents in there, I think that makes it bionic. And obviously with that increasing the flow of blood and all the medication that I'm on, I'd like to think I'm looking okay. Still trying to take it reasonably easy, but you know, when you're back at home, there's still things to be done, chores to be done and what have you. Hoovering's not on my list of chores by all accounts, so that's not being done. So that's Mrs. Maximus's job at the moment. I don't think she's terribly happy about that. But otherwise, all's good in my world. So not really a great deal to update at the moment, just to say that we're all good here. If you're going through the same thing, I hope that you're chilling and making the most of taking the time off work and trying to relax, which I think is important to do, and getting some stuff done, really. So I think that's all for now, kids. When there's something more significant to update you with, I'll come back to you with a bit of a blog. But at the moment, all good on the home front. Speak to you soon. Take care.